Hey guys, thanks for joining me. I'm just going to set my little camera device off to the side. Alright, so we have our Shun knives and our Dal Strong, or well, I call them Shun. I think the proper term for them is Shun. The Shun knives, I want to get that straight because I made a mess of the name in some of my first videos, but the Shun knives are beautiful. They take my breath away every time I look at them, and I'm starting to grow into the Dalstrong line as well. I'm looking at some other options in the future with Dalstrong, far as like the knives and things. So if you go into my video history right now, it's a little eclectic video style. What I'm really wanting to do here is to not just be about the knives, but what do we all look forward in our everyday home. I just have a passion for cooking and knives. I always have. Just, I've really let the everyday life get a hold of me and to just kind of drag me back to where I wasn't cooking at home like I wanted to prepare those meals, to take the time to plan and get the ingredients. But with a little bit of help from certain apps and things, it's a lot easier to plan those things now. Now, none of this is paid advertising. None of this is given to me. This is all on me. So all these are just me selecting these knives for certain meal prep, maybe certain things I am going to use them for in the future. You can see some of them in action in some of my other videos. Now, in the future, I do plan to start doing some giveaways. I understand that that's not really how everything works in YouTube. You got to do this, got to do that. I'm not going to follow the natural guideline of things, if you will. I will be doing a giveaway. The first one will probably be a knife giveaway. I'm looking at purchasing a few other things. I might purchase one or two extras, show you it, show you how it works, and we'll take it from there. And when we get ready to do such video, I'm going to take a look at who I have that's subscribed to my channel. So definitely want to go ahead and subscribe now if you're just viewing this section at the beginning of this video. We're going to go ahead and dive into this, and in a later video when I get ready to do that giveaway, once I make my decision on what knives I'm going to show and discuss next for my kitchen, so then it can be a part of your kitchen as well, or maybe it's the start of your collection. So what got me into this was my wife and we always take care of each other. She's wonderful. She's great with her children. She is just magnificent all around person in my eyes. Now we all, sorry about my mic there. We all have things that come up in our lives, but she really looks after me as I try to really look after her. Her thing is wanting a clean house. So one thing we did for each other, which helps me out as well, is we got a Eufy. You can see that unboxing in a video, just to kind of see what's in the box. And then I told her, I was like, hey, I really want to start prepping and cooking more. And we've had our knives for 13 years. And speaking of 13 years, this is that knife. Um, they got a lot of love, but not a lot of care. Or they got a lot of use and not a lot of love. Now, I sent these off to be sharpened. They do feel nice and sharp. There's still some minor things that I will probably have to find a good whetstone or sharpener to get those edges cleaned up. So you have your Western style knives. Notice the hilt here, the handle. This would probably be more of a German made steel. Again, none of these are advertisements. Just want to show you. I love that this knife, when I started digging into materials and things, it's on the blade. I love when people put their material that they're using, the companies out there, if you're seeing this video at any chance, put your material that's in your blade on there, then people can really take care of it. So this has been my go-to knife for all those years. Now other knives are going to be like a paring knife, which you can see here as well. Then there's the bread knives. They're always different. Now with a Western style knife, they're heavier. They're not as balanced. They're heavier in the handle. Um, so just have to really take a look at what fits well in your hand. For me, I went with something that's very, I guess you could say, a little more, I guess, less bulky. So they look large. They look like they could be very, hefty in the handle, but really all these blades here are nice and balanced. My knives over here, they're kind of eclectic right now. My next knife probably coming from Dalstrong, maybe a chef's knife, just so I can get a feel for that as well. Because chef knives are probably going to be a go-to knife for anybody that's wanting to start up either a knife collection or just get back into cooking at home. But if you're like me, I like to barbecue from time to time in the summer, and um, I'll even try and do some probably uh, right after Christmas or something. I may do some ribs, so stay tuned for that. I like to smoke them. So, what we're going to do is we're going to just kind of go through and show you these individual knives because I want to show you my passion for these as much as I want you to fall in love with all of them as well. So, where do I start? I guess we'll start small and go big. Okay, calm it down. I'm going to get to you in a second. So, what we're looking at here is a Shun paring knife. So, this knife here is a 4-inch, is a very sharp point. Blade is very sharp. You can take a look as I roll it. You can see the curve. You can see the design where it's designed to pinch for a nice pinch grip, or if just depending how you're wanting to hold it. Here we have the logo on this side. On this side, you're going to notice logo and material as well. The reason why I say that is I've already got my paperwork for these knives in my drawer, so I know where they're at, so I don't forget. Because each one from now on is going to get their own love according to what they need. So taking proper care of your knives is the first thing. So that is the paring knife. Just going to do a little paper demonstration here. You can see I put a nice curve in there. See how thin we can get it. Oh, let it bunch up. As you can see, it was taking off the fuzz and everything there. But if we just keep that pull, it'll go right on through. And that's the paring knife. Now, a Western knife that's been heavily used. Now, this one is that Western design. You can see who it's by right here. And then on this side, if you ever locate numbers like this, it may indicate what the material is in this blade. So I had this one resharpened. Let's see if I can get it on the straight edge here. This is what happens when you don't show them a lot of love, or show them too much love but not enough care. It's just tearing the paper. It's more of like a scissor cut than it is a smooth cut. So we'll try my other one here. We'll put this cut right next to that straight edge. And it's not wanting to do anything but tear the paper. See, there's a tear versus when we cut it straight. Okay. Moving on, go and get some of the confetti that we have here out of the way. So this one here, sorry, I was just admiring the engraving and the hammer finish here. So this one here is I was trying to double check my sizing here. Okay, I thought it was 6 inches, but it's actually 6.5. It's very hard to see there just because of the hammer finish. But this is actually 6.5 inches. I thought it was 6. So this is a utility knife. So with this one, it may be just using it in some prep work, maybe working and trimming on some meat to shape it up a little bit, kind of get rid of those corners and such there, any excess meat and that. And as you can see, this one is nice and sharp. And I've used all these knives to cut vegetables and other things. I have not done anything fancy or special with any of them at the moment. Let's see. Slide that one in there. We're going to move on to a 7-inch Santoku. 7-inch Santoku knife. You can just really beat it up, or you can just shape it. You can cut it however you like with something that is this sharp. So if you have a sharp knife, then the work is done for you. Maintaining this is going to be easy. So with the Shun knives, like this one here, I'll let you get a closer look at this. Everything from the brass. All the handles have the logo or marking in it. You can see how thin and sharp this blade is. It's very reactive to water, so you'd never want to leave them setting around. This one here is going to be the 8-inch Kiruski. It is always a mouthful for me, so don't let my words take away from the beauty of this knife. In a way, it's almost similar to a chef's knife, as far as like the design. because you have it flat and then it starts to curve. Now this has a nice tip if you need to work it in places. Taking that straight edge, I'm going to try and hold this paper back here like so. And let's see if we can't, oh, I raised my blade up too high. I'm ever so slightly changing those angles. So as far as like feathering, maybe you're cutting something, maybe you want to round something off. As you can see, I'm getting used to the weight of the blade, the balance. That's going to be something that you're going to want to look into. I highly recommend trying and finding a cuisine store or a chef's store and really getting a feel for your knife before purchasing. Now with these over here, they're going to get their turn. Actually, let's just go ahead. I'm going to hop into the cleaver from Dalstrong. This one is the Quantum. Now the Quantum is fixing to leave Dalstrong, I guess, as far as how many they've made and so on. It is a beautiful design. I love the cross on this. It's kind of almost has that Western feel, that Western grip. But as we unclasp this together, let's see here. There we are. You can take this. I love this part about this, so it's not in your way when using it. The leather feels nice. I would have to say, looking at it and feeling everything about it, it's a well crafted piece here. Now, in my earlier video, I did say that there are some strings, but when things are manufactured, it's not uncommon for things to happen. So I would not let anything like that deter you from these knives here. I am excited. I did use this in one of my videos, and I did compare the cut, like the blade sharpness and everything there. So just give you a quick glance over. I love the round portions here. I really love the pinch point here. And then let's take a look at this beautiful Quantum series. So now I have, see if I can find that balance point. It's just right about there. They are balanced with the Dalstrong knives. The two that I have here is finding that balance point. With this one, it feels kind of heavy in your hand, like you're going to get through what you're trying to chop up. So this one here would be more like for chopping large chunks of meat, or possibly trying to break and chop through some bone. Maybe you're doing fish and you just want to get that fish head off in one swoop. This would be the knife to have. It's just a beautiful design altogether, from the logo, kind of almost like a ray of light there, which also has a design to help keep and minimize stuff sticking to the blade. So while you're cutting, so it doesn't just hang on to it. Beautiful logo here. Now, the only thing that I will say that I'd love to see Dalstrong do is to put their materials on the blade, maybe in the edge of the handle or on the underside of the handle, and maybe like their design here, or maybe just somewhere on the blade at some point. I think that would really take it to the next level of quality. because I'm proud of this knife. It has carbon fiber actually inlaid into it on that top portion. When you get it, if you decide this is one that you want to have in your home as well, you'll notice where it's put together and such. I mean, overall, looking at the design, they're mimicked on both sides. Very well done. Now starting here on this corner, getting a nice, oh, can you hear that? That nice ting. That metal just sounds nice. There we go. I mean, these are sharp knives out of the box. I've did some chopping and some other things here. I'm going to look into possibly getting a honing rod to help keep my blade straight, especially for one such as this cleaver. Sorry, I was hogging it all. But such as this cleaver, a honing rod would probably be a good thing to keep handy, just because you don't want to flatten your edge here. You're going to want to keep it nice and straight, and that's what I found out so far that the honing rods are for. Just a beautiful blade altogether. And that nice crisp snap. I'm really starting to fall in love with this case here. I mean, it's well designed and made for this knife. We'll set this one off to the side here. All right, up next is going to be the Shun bread knife. Now, you're like, JW, bread knives are for bread, not paper. Well, we're going to test that out here as well. I believe I went over it in another video, but I'm just saying, guys. That looks just like as it should have came out of the factory to me. I mean, that is very straight. Let me get this, make sure I have y'all, in case I'm hogging all the fun over here. I do all my videos live in person. I don't change anything, if much of anything, up. Now that was just me seeing the sheer force of this blade. I mean, that's still a nice straight edge. Look at that, even cut straight across there. Look at that, the jagged, messed up cut. This is why Shun. I'm sorry, I'm going to get this straight. Shun has grown quickly to me. Now for this one, this is a very nice handle. This one is by Dalstrong. So if I can get the light just right. So Dalstrong has their logo here. This is the lion peeking out. Another thing that is really cool about this, I did not know it in the unboxing. Like I said, I do it live just as if I was just anybody out there buying a knife online. Dalstrong is located here as well. This is a nice wood of some sort. It's feels very light to the touch, very smooth, well designed, cut for the shape that of knife that needs to go in it. And then if we take a look here, grab one of our cut piece of paper, you look here, it is open across the top here, okay? So it is open across the top, and you can pull it up and out. You can slide your knife into it. And what was that you're asking? So what you just saw is that magnet. It will not let go. It might wiggle here or there, very minimal, but it is not going to let go of that knife. So you don't have to worry about if you're setting this into a drawer or putting it out on display. If you toss it and it happens to fall, you don't have to worry about the blade taking an impact in that way. So I do love the design there. Let's do a nice pull. So with knife care and knife cleaning, this is just a cleaning cloth from my eye doctor. I haven't used it, haven't washed it. And as you can see, there, if you got to catch that, there was a big spot there on this blade. Now this one is another utility knife. I have a straight edge. I wanted something for using like tomatoes or something that's really known to have a nice thick hide but very squishy insides. I wanted something that was going to cut into it and cut nicely. I am planning another meal coming up and plan to do tomatoes with it. Just take a look at the design here. It feels to be and looks to be all one piece. See if I can't clean up some of my mitt and prints here on this blade. It has the logo there. Now this one is, oh, I got my fingerprint on there, by the Crusader series. This is another one that's leaving as well. Has a nice line here to help keep things from sticking to this blade. So with that, I highly recommend this design.